but I think I might call the meeting officially to order. We do have a quorum. We have 2 items on the agenda today, so does anyone have any objection to voting on the QFR and the minutes from July? Without comment, the agenda is approved. And it looks like Quentin is joining us.
Madam Chairman, there are a few topics that I think we might also just cover without decisions today.
Yeah, so I was going to have a time after our votes for sort of general announcements, and hopefully people can stick around and hear that.
Okay.
All right. Hello, Quentin.
Hi, Tricia.
And Marilyn is here also. All right, we have voted to approve the agenda, minutes, and the QFR. So motion on the floor is to approve the July minutes. Do I have a second? Seconded by Commissioner Davis. Are there any comments? All right, all those in favor of approving the minutes from July?
Aye.
Unanimous? That passes unanimously. The second item on our agenda is motion on the floor is to approve the third quarter QFR. Is there a second? Commissioner Nowak seconds the motion. Do we have any comments? Discussion? All right, all those in favor of approving the QFR? Passes unanimously. Excellent. We have a couple of announcements if we can stick around. Chuck, did you want to talk about them? I think our most important one is this NOI that came out for Foxhall.
Yes, we have a response from DDOT to the letter that we sent in asking for changes on Foxhall. They didn't do all the things that we requested, of course. We didn't expect them to, but I guess I will draft up a letter for people to take a look at, but do take a look at both our letter going out in July and the NOI and see where you stand on that. And we'll vote on that in September.
I also got one comment from a resident who sent in a comment to the NOI. I wonder if we should make a call for comments. Maybe Chuck, you and I can talk about using District Engage to put this NOI out there of what the things are.
I have posted it on District Engage, but I have not done anything special about that.
I'm happy to publicize that on the listservs.
That would be good.
We also do an annual report, which in years past we've done from January to December. We think we might want to do it on our fiscal year. So Catherine and Chuck, and I'm about to get involved, have started to put together our annual report, which we would present, Chuck, at our September meeting and then vote in October. How timing on that?
The fiscal year doesn't end until the end of September, so is that a little premature?
Right, I think we presented in October.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
in the past we presented it in December, and I think the statute really contemplates us doing it on a fiscal year basis. So I think since we started early, I think we could make the October date.
So that does only give a few days between the end of September and the meeting. Is there anything that, year-end budgets or anything that would need to be incorporated in that annual report that might not be finished within a matter of?
No, I think the last thing to be reported would be the September meeting.
Okay. And Tricia, since I don't.
A whole month there, Catherine, a whole month. I think the Transportation Committee needs to have a submission there. So that's part of what needs to happen.
So right now we don't have, or I don't have, and Chuck doesn't have an editable version of the previous annual report. Tricia, you think that might be on the hard drive from the previous administrator, or does anyone have something?
No, we have it editable. Yes.
You do?
You and I haven't talked about that. We have access to the software.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Mhm.
that'd be great to get then, so I can start to take a look at it.
See, the other things coming up in September, Acting Director Kirschbaum will be with us to talk about the stormwater project and anything else maybe we might be able to ask her about.
So I have talked to Christian and it is not confirmed that she's coming to that meeting,
Oh,
but I am working on that.
all right.
She was going to come when we disinvited her.
Right.
I'm hoping it's not a question of whether like she's like in town or on vacation or something like that, but I'm hoping that she actually makes it there.
I'm meeting with her on Thursday about sidewalks. And so if I have time, I will ask her.
That would be great.
I will beg her to come. The other thing that I sent a note about was the budget. We need a budget. We need to vote on that in October, and our bylaws say we need to do, have it for two meetings. So ideally, we should have a draft budget in September.
Okay.
And I asked around a number of questions whether we wanted to do any grants. They lightened up the grant authority now so that we have a better chance of having grants approved. Although we've been recently lucky in that regard. We've had they've contested some of it, but we've been able to settle that.
So we have a grant application. Friends of the Palisades Library is going to be submitting a grant that we might be considering in September.
Okay.
I think that grants shouldn't be part of the budget because we will vote on them separately anyway. So I don't know that we would want to put them into the budget.
Well, the question is whether we want to save any money for them or have them come out of the reserve. That's an issue. In the past, we've always said, well, they just come out of the reserve. So I think you're correct in that regard. One thing, if they are going to submit a application, Tricia, they need to use the OANC guidelines. I'm not sure that they are on our website at this point, but OANC has insisted now that people have to use their guidelines, and they differ, I think, from our guidelines about how to submit. So,
Okay, well, maybe this will spur me to Catherine, maybe we can work together this month and making sure that the ONC's guidelines are incorporated into ours.
and I guess one other thing, are we going to have in-person meetings? We need to decide that in this budget. And let's see what else. And I'm going to be proposing maybe we fund the digest. We can talk about that later. And Marilyn, you expressed some hope that the transcriber would be cheaper. I don't think he will agree to use the closed captions transcript as you suggest. I can talk to him about that, but I think he's going to continue to want to type it straight. So we may still be up at about $1,000. I've mentioned that to him in the past, and it's not.
Well, it's what's the term? Against his own interest to use a transcription service that does 80% of what he does. I think there is real value to someone trying to, or listening to the recording and reading the transcript to make sure that they match.
Mhm.
But I think the days of the stenographer are beyond us at this point.
Well, we can talk about this offline. Also, I wanted to mention that I've been appointed to a committee to look at the treasurer's reports across the district in order to try to streamline them. And Marilyn, I really hope that you can provide me your insights on that, because I think I take it from your note today that you have been sending them a lot of help, and I want to make sure that we get your thoughts.
Yeah. It's funny because I said to hint at one point. I said, I'm sure this is operator error. But I have an MBA and I work with financial reports all the time. And if I'm struggling with this, then people who do not have a financial background perhaps are having similar issues. And said, yes, we're definitely looking at it. I think that they are, as is the case with most software rollouts, they're most of the way there. It does most of what they want, but that last bit prevents it from being a seamless process.
Well, if you help me try to really push that district.
Yeah, absolutely.
Since he
Absolutely.
put me on this committee, and I told him, well, if he needs help, I'll do it, although I've never been treasurer. So he said, he wanted me on it. So who knows?
Yeah, I think that the software is written for everything to run perfectly. And as soon as things don't run exactly perfectly, then you're kind of locked out. So that's the challenge we're facing right now, is how to deal with the exceptions rather than being just limited to the perfect use case.
Good. Okay. Well, if you and I can chat about that offline.
Yeah. Tricia, you're on mute.
I thought a member of the public had joined us, but they dropped off. So,
I think it was Andrew Conklin was the name I saw pop up.
yeah, I saw it too, but I don't know who that is. All right. Does anyone have any other announcements? Okay. Without objection, the meeting is adjourned.
Thanks all.
All right. Thank you.